This is Suburban On Air and Cohen in the City. Here is Mike Cohen.
I definitely did not prepare for this.
Well, season 11 of Top Chef Canada is going to begin on the Food Network, also streaming on Stack TV. Begins Monday, October 14th at 10 p.m. Terrific show if you like food, if you like reality TV. And it's always great for me to track down and get to interview the contestants from Montreal. We've got two top chefs here. We have Ruby Gatt, who is with Larry's on Saint Laurent Boulevard. That's where she works by day and night. And Rémi Lemieux, who is formerly of Nomi and now opening up Memo in the old port. So thanks for joining us today, and really happy to be talking to you. So Ruby, we'll start with you. How did you find out you were going to be on Top Chef Canada? It was an interesting story how it all came about.
Yeah, so the day of the eclipse, I got a message on Instagram by one of the casting producers, and they asked if I wanted to try out for Top Chef. And it's something that I always thought about doing, but I just kind of, I think, needed a little bit push to actually put myself out there and do it. And I kind of, I went from there. I went through the interview process and ended up on the show.
So you worked at Bar Ideal, that's a natural wine bar recently, and you had been at Larry's before. Tell us, what kind of restaurant is Larry's?
So Larry's is a small plate restaurant. We use only local produce as much as we can. We're trying to be as self-sufficient as possible. So we have a butcher shop as well that we get pigs and cows from a couple times a month. And they supply our restaurant. We also have a bakery and pastry program that, again, we get things from Larry's from them.
All right, now Rémi, how did you get on the show? You're one of the little guys from Shawinigan, and of course you lived in Montreal for many years. You did with Nomi. Tell us a little bit about how you got onto the show.
Well, I think I almost didn't make it through the applications because I actually was late to apply. My good friend, which is a Top Chef alumni, Jay Anthony, got me into signing up for it, but I was actually late. I think 2 days too late to apply, and then everything from then got super quick in meetings with the producers and everything, and then it went like super quick. I think also when we knew we were taking the time before this and the filming was pretty tight. So everything was super fast and super quick for me.
Tell me about your new restaurant, Memo. What type of restaurant is that?
Well, it is a 26 seats restaurant, which where we're going to only offer tasting menus, either 8 courses or 12. And the inspiration, actually, Memo comes from memories or memorable, which is the creative line for me, meaning I'm going to source everything from nostalgia, memories I have from eating food from my grandmother, or eating out at the nicest restaurants in the world, stuff like that.
Right. Interesting. So, Ruby, I'm told that you wanted to be a chef since you were a little girl. Is that true?
That is true. It's the only job I've ever had. I started working in kitchens when I was 14, but even before that, my family could not keep me out of the kitchen. I was always poking around, tasting things, trying to learn. I learned a lot from my grandmother and my father.
Rémi, what I found very interesting is that your love for cooking was actually connected to you being expelled from school as a teenager, and you were assigned to work in a Montreal restaurant kitchen. Tell us a little bit more about that.
I guess I had to canalize all that energy I had, and I never was good at school or any school. I got kicked out of a cooking school also, culinary school. I got kicked out. So my father kind of forced me into following my passion quite early with an extremely hard chef in Montreal at 13 or 14. And then it was really, really tough. But for me, I got hooked because like all my energies could be put forward into this, kind of
Ruby,
farming style.
Ruby, was Remy well behaved on the set?
You'll have to watch. You'll have to watch to find that out.
All right,
I guess
you
I
make
have,
me
a,
watch.
I guess I have a different concept of what is well behaving.
Ruby, I know we can't talk about the results because that's under lock and key, but what was the experience like being on Top Chef?
The experience was unlike anything I've ever, I guess, experienced in my life, to say it pretty plainly. Everything that I've learned was put to the test. The stress that I was under is unlike anything of running a restaurant, starting a new job, anything like that. It's a whole new level of stress, but it is so much fun. It was such a fun experience.
And Remy, what about you? What was it like?
Well, for me, and it's been a long time that Top Chef is the greatest chef show on TV, across the world. It is the only show I watch, I must say. And it was so professional, like being on a national TV show like this, compared to having been on Quebec regional shows and competitions a lot. Yeah. I feel like it was so professional, so well executed.
And, given the fact I work at a school board by day, which is very big on French immersion, isn't it great, Remy, even living in Quebec, to be bilingual? Isn't it good that you can speak both languages?
Yeah, I love it. And I can get quite confusing, like doing a service in Montreal, speaking from French to English all the time, switching off, can be quite confusing. But I think at some point you just get the rhythm of it. And on TV, it helped me so much doing Top Chef. But yeah, I guess it's going to be a little hard understanding me all the time.
Oh, I understand you very, very well. So, Ruby, do you have any trouble understanding Remy?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at
well,
all.
At some point they told me that the producers told me just take your French accent, like speaking like this with a French accent without you trying to do the proper accent. But I can't. It's way too French for me. Like I don't feel good doing it. But it's so much easier.
Yes. Ruby, you're not originally from Montreal. You're from the Niagara region, and you lived in the States. What made you decide to make Montreal your home?
So I was actually a chef in Toronto during the pandemic, and I think a lot of people had a similar experience to me, that they were just over putting food in takeout boxes and just needed to do something different. So I decided to sell everything I have and drive to BC and learn about regenerative agriculture. So a little adjacent to being a chef, still learning about food and where it comes from, and the importance of sustainability and all of that. And then after the farming season, I knew I didn't want to go back to Toronto, but I still kind of wanted to be in a city but have a new experience. So that's why I decided to go to Montreal.
Okay, well, it's great. I expect that this is going to be pretty good for your career, being on a national TV show. I'll ask you first, Ruby, your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I think I don't think it's fully sunk in still, that I was on a national TV show on Top Chef Canada, and where this is going to bring me in my career moving forward. Just us having this conversation today, I wouldn't have had this, so I'm just trying to take every experience that I can get from the show.
And Remy, do you think that a lot of francophones in Shawinigan are all of a sudden going to be starting to watch the Food Network when you're on?
I don't think they have TV over there. No. Yeah, I wish they will, but to be honest, I'm rooting for the Montreal people, for like French and English, to be watching the show. It was really important for me to also reach out to the English part of Canada, but mostly Montreal, because I feel like it's been lacking for me. And I already started doing like my posts on Instagram in English more. I think I'm trying to reach out to them too.
All right. Well, I wish you both the best of luck, and you know, let's see if one of you wins the top shot. We'll be back in touch, and I'll probably invite you to come to one of our schools in the future and talk to the kids about good cooking methods.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Great talking to Ruby and Remy. Please watch them on Top Chef Canada.